Hello, history fans. We are just about 45 minutes away from the highly anticipated and long-awaited season premiere of Season 5 of Vikings. I'm Will Willis. I'll be your host, and I'm very excited to be here. So excited, in fact, that we are broadcasting live from Dublin, Ireland, the Conrad Hotel, and it's what, like 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're all about.
Yes. Sounds about right.
Now, why are we in Dublin? That's because you guys are filming Vikings right here in Ireland, and the cast of Vikings has come in to answer some of our fans' questions, and of course, we're super stoked about that. So let's get into who's here. First of all, we've got Catherine Winnick. You've been here since episode one, day one. You play Lagertha, the shield maiden turned warrior queen, badass ruler of Kattegat. So
yes,
that's amazing.
I think I'm one of the only original cast members left. It's kind of crazy how after 6 years we've gone through so many different cast members, and I have to tell you the cast that we have now is gonna blow everybody away because they're so super talented. I can't wait for you guys to see this season. It's gonna be epic.
Except for Marcus.
Now, you also play
We paid her to say that, okay?
Yeah, I get 10% commission.
Now, Catherine, you also play the mother of Ragnar Lothbrok's firstborn son, Bjorn Ironside, who's played by Alexander Ludwig. You're wonderful, man. It's an amazing role. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. It's been so long since we've been able to actually see anything that we've done, so I think tonight's going to be really, really special for us, too, and kind of, light a fire underneath us, see, what kind of show we're creating. Yeah. When we wrapped last year, we got to see a little bit of what we were doing for Season 5, and the whole crew just went nuts because far and few between do you ever get to see behind the camera, and you realize the scope of this show and how lucky we all are to be a part of it. And yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm really hoping that people enjoy this season. I think it's going to be a great one.
Yep.
Now, Georgia Hurst, you play Torvi, another shield maiden, and you're kind of like Bjorn's main squeeze, but not main squeeze. I don't know what's happening.
No such thing as a main squeeze.
There's no main squeeze in the Vikings world. All right, and sitting next to you is Jordan Patrick Smith. You play Ube, who is yet another son of Ragnar Lothbrok, not from Lagertha.
No.
And how are you feeling about it?
Good. Excited. It was a long time ago since we shot it, so I'm very excited to see what it looks like, and it's good to do it with you fine people.
Well, we've got two other sons of Ragnar here. We've got the terrifying Ivar the Boneless, played by played by Alex Ho Anderson. I'm sorry about that. Alex Ho
Very close. Very close.
The clearing of the throat was just perfect. We do know we have to speak Old Norse, too.
Well, you don't want to get it wrong, you know what I mean?
There we go. It's all good.
And then, of course, Marco Ilser. Right?
That was
extraordinary.
Right?
And Marco, you play Vitsik, right?
Yeah, Vitsik.
All right. So we reached out to the fans. We asked the fans what questions they had for you guys. And, of course, they responded, in a mighty way on Facebook, and they've sent us some questions for you guys. Are you ready to answer some of these questions?
Let's go.
All right, man. So let me go ahead and check this out. All right? Okay.
So this is live right now.
Oh, yeah. We're live.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, the biggest question that everybody has, the biggest question, and I know you're probably all sick of hearing this, is
I can guess.
what is it? What do you think?
Is Ragnar coming?
That's right. Is Ragnar coming back? So what do you think?
I think the best way to say it is he's definitely going to have a strong presence this year.
Okay.
Whoa,
So
that was a really good answer.
Let's
just gonna
have
say
the
he's-
fans figure out what I mean by that and what we all mean by that, but he's definitely going to be involved somehow.
I heard he never really died.
Oh,
Say again?
I heard he's not actually dead.
Oh, well, come on.
He's
We
Elvis.
know. It's... So the show's based on
Travis
history.
is doing good, man.
The show's based on actual history, so the chances of seeing Ragnar alive are pretty slim to none. Does everybody agree? But he's going to be, and the strong presence. I mean, he's got 4 sons that are still on the show. So, I mean, obviously, that's
Sorry about that, by the way. It was 5.
It was 5.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of them had to go, right? So, this question is specifically for you, Catherine. Like all the characters, they seem to age, but not you.
Oh, there you go.
But not you.
Lagatha found the fountain of proactive. Everybody knows that in the Viking age.
Well, in all fairness, right now we are shooting season 6. Well, I can't really say that, but I can say that. It's been announced.
Yeah.
And Lagatha definitely goes through a massive physical transformation this year.
Yeah, Catherine did a really cool job.
She
with that,
definitely
actually.
does, and it's been shocking. It's been interesting as an actor to kind of allow myself to transform so much. And I actually think that there's something to be said about women not that I did necessarily, there wasn't really a time period, but it was kind of not necessarily as celebrated for women to be able to age gracefully on screen when you're a leading lady. And I'm hoping to break that barrier now.
She's the
and
fittest
to be
granny
able-
I've ever seen.
I'm going to make me granny. I want prosthetic boobs. So, but it will be addressed this year.
24 to 30.
Yeah.
All right,
You'll
so let's
see
just
you'll see a
Gorgeous.
change. You'll see a change.
we're gonna shift gears a little bit. So I'm gonna start over here with you, Jordan. If you could play any other character on the show, who would you play?
Yeah, who would you play?
Definitely not Ivor. My arms would not take that. This guy has a hard graft. You know what? I might go with the seer.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Good
Interesting.
Played by John Cavanaugh,
Yeah,
correct?
if I could have a voice
brilliant.
like him and just have the composure he has. Yeah.
Such
You
an incredible
both
actor.
have the same phenomenal voice. The
Yeah,
deep,
he is.
lovely
You're
way.
right.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
us jealous.
It's just a
every
permanent
single
cold.
day.
Yeah.
Makes me jealous too. I've tried to do that. Getting down there.
Marco, who would
gods be
who would you want to be?
Who I would want to be? I would definitely be.
Uber, thank you.
No, absolutely not. Horrible caricature.
Why not?
I hate Uber.
Who would you want to be?
I'd probably go with probably Clyde. I think he's an interesting person.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good one.
All right, cool.
Marco
Yeah.
loves
Torby?
Clyde.
I shouldn't say Torby. I'm sorry, Georgia.
What were you used to that? Sorry.
I'd quite like to be Lagatha for a day. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah?
Borrow a couple of clothes. Lagatha.
Cool. Does anybody else want to weigh in? What about Rollo? Does anybody want to be Rollo?
Yeah,
I just said that.
Okay, you say Clive. You say Clive, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Rollo.
Okay, Clive standing playing
Yeah.
Rollo, obviously.
I always
It's just a
thought,
beast.
Like I always thought that Athelstan was such an interesting character.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Constantly
was.
conflicted with his own faith, and also I've just always loved Jarl Borg. I thought that
Oh
was
my
just
God.
such. That Torbjorn Har was the actor who did that,
Yeah.
and he just did such a
That was
phenomenal
before our
job.
time. He was.
Yeah, he
my
was so
first
good.
husband.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
your
funny,
first
I'm
husband.
literally going into now 5 years, how many actors, incredible actors that we've had
Yeah.
on our show. It's been amazing. Like, I
And
think
yet you've killed them all.
we've killed, like, our cast list. I actually think, like, on our casting, sometimes we get our list, and every time they still keep their number. So I think we're like at 396 right now in terms of how many casts actually have been on the show. And some of them obviously haven't made it, but it's been
I mean,
an
this year
incredible
was
list.
just a slaughter too. Like just the amount of cast members that died this year is just
No one's safe.
like
No
we
one's
have-
safe.
Nobody's safe.
No one's safe.
Are there any surprises that the fans can look forward to? Any?
Every episode.
in
Yeah.
every episode.
Yeah.
Great, that's fantastic.
Four of us could be dead.
Dead at
We're
any
just
time.
sitting here doing promos,
Yeah.
but we could be dead in the show.
If I was your brother on the show, I'd be worried every second.
There we go. We are.
So, just taking a look at some of these other questions, what was the hardest scene for you to film as Bjorn Ironside? Alex?
Physically, I'd say just from being physically just wrecked. One scene I had with Clive, we had a fight that took us out into the at this bar. We get in this big fist fight, and
The rain machine
yeah,
one?
the rain machine.
Oh,
guy.
wow, that was
Like
epic.
Clive was puking by the end of the day, and I was just wrecked. We were just under this rain machine the entire time. Another one that was really tough was the Childers Wood Blood Eagle scene, which you guys were all in.
That was a tough
And like,
one.
I mean, I couldn't like I had to
Weather.
run back just to warm my hands up.
Yeah.
It was snowing. We had like people had to leave for hypothermia. It was crazy.
I remember you said that because we were pretty new at that point.
Yeah.
You said that was one of the worst days you've ever had.
Oh,
And,
it ever had.
I couldn't feel
Ever.
anything. I was
And
crawling
not just
through
Vikings,
my
hands.
any-
I was
so
crawling
cold,
through
I
the
couldn't
mud. When you
open
dropped
my
me on the
hands.
ground and I was crawling through the
Yeah.
mud and I had to
Yeah.
remember all the old Norse lines and stuff like that, I couldn't feel anything.
King
This
L
show?
was getting
bloody. He has to get his shirt off.
Yeah, not
he
to
did
be
a phenomenal job. He was shirtless
Yeah,
the
it
entire
was
scene.
Being on Vikings is a very different show than any other show. We shoot in Ireland, and it rains pretty much
Every day.
99% of the time, and but you're dealing with. Some of our times we're dealing with certain lights because it's too sunny or not rainy enough to match or other shots and it's freezing cold. We're up in the mountains, and we have to mention that that is really important to make a big shout out to the crew members that are literally lugging up these incredible tough cranes up a mountain to try to make Vikings what it is today.
Right.
And even though we have a tough job on camera, but these crew members that wake up every day and literally carry the equipment up the mountains and are there trying to get our makeup on properly and are in the rain and we would not
You guys
be here
are
without
definitely
them.
the wettest cast
Yes.
in television. I think so. The wettest,
Yeah.
muddiest, bloodiest cast in television. I think as a group, you've murdered more people on TV than any other
Yes.
cast.
And look, we've been so lucky with the cast members we've had, just because, like, there really isn't any room for anybody to be a diva. And I'm actually shocked that we haven't come across one person who's really had a problem, other than Marco.
Well, let's talk about, there's nothing like pranks. There's nothing like pranks to keep that diva attitude on the low, right? Who's the biggest trickster on set?
Well, it was.
I got a little taste of that, by the way. Never hand your phone to this guy.
I put porn on his phone before he started.
Baby! So speaking of which, we've got a fun little video that's been put together for you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I hope you fans enjoy it out there. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Cool.
On the set of Vikings, really trying to focus and get into character.
Hey, Marco.
What's your secret to staying slim?
Actresses don't eat cake. Or share cake. And go! Run!
Amy's first day on the boat. What do you have? Shut up! What do you have anything to say?
I'm on a floaty boat!
You're on a floaty boat.
Like a floaty boat!
Say hi.
Not fun, Mom.
Just toting that rock around. Man, who knew?
Good job.
I thought that was so funny at the time. I was like,
strong.
Look at this.
So strong when you do that.
it really took a lot of time.
Come
Thanks,
on.
it was-
Hitting the
So you guys like to have a lot of fun on set, and I know on your Comic-Con panels there's been like a lot of pranks that go down, stuff like that. It seems like you guys really are the most dysfunctional family that gets along really well in television. Does it feel like a big family?
an incestuous one, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I think I think the reason why we do pranks so much and try to keep the atmosphere on set light is because every single day at work can be so hard.
Right.
And
And there's a lot of waiting around.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
a
lot of
lot
waiting
of
around.
waiting
There's a
around.
lot of waiting around. The stuff that we shoot is dark and we're killing everyone and it's muddy and bloody and
You
blah, blah,
love
blah.
that, though.
I do, but
Really good at it. really seem to embrace it.
We don't grow into it either, do we, Alexander? First day, first scene.
Oh, there we go.
My first scene.
What happened your first scene?
First scene, get up, stand up like Jordan, coming in for your close-up. I'm like, come on, we got this first day. And I'm like,
no, you're the worst
something's
for
in my
that.
bottom. Something's there.
What
And
did you
Alexander's
watch?
got a stick up my butt. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He's just sitting.
That was when you were
Welcome
talking to me.
Vikings, man. I was like,
I got it.
appreciate that a lot.
What is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he?
So no retake, one and done.
And it
you're
was
out.
Jordan's
Good to
best
go.
performance today.
Today, most comfortable.
But we're also from so many different parts of the world. We got like 2 Canadians. We got from London, Australia, like Denmark. We get from everybody, and from so Dublin became our second home. So
Exactly.
thank God we have each other to be able to have dinners with and hang out with because when you're on set here, you're working.
need that,
and you need that little.
So who pushes too far in the pranks? Is there
Is there any discussion? Put a stick up my ass in my first scene.
I have to say that I have a photo of Alexander, and I'm gonna actually say that I'm gonna release it. History's gonna kill me, but I don't care. I'm actually gonna release it. You have no idea what about. I'm gonna do it.
Everyone's
I'm gonna
really
do it
scared
today.
right now.
I'm gonna do it
Everyone
tomorrow.
looks really
Oh my God! Yes!
So I'm doing it. I'm gonna get in trouble, but I don't care. I'm doing it.
Oh my God!
So
good.
somebody fill us in? Hold on, where is this photo going to be released? We should release it now. I don't know about this.
No, it's fun. You can show it. It's fun. It's just funny.
Oh,
It's-
you guys are gonna love it.
It was during a promo shoot.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh my God.
Do we want to spoil it or?
I
No,
think we should
if you
release
can
it
find
today.
if you can find it, you can show it. It was
have
funny.
it.
After the premiere.
Done.
This is getting
All right.
hyped. I want to see this.
I got that.
Now we've still got some questions coming in from Facebook fans, and this one is from Kyle. So any of you can take this question. If you weren't an actor, what would you be doing for a career? Anybody?
Well, I got into university to be a teacher.
Okay.
So I probably would have taken that degree and been a primary school teacher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you love
wouldn't
children,
involve
too.
killing. Wouldn't involve killing anyone. So slightly more PG.
Okay, and this one's from Neil. So,
Thanks, Neil.
Bjorn, what is your weapon of choice?
My weapon of
Your
choice.
Viking weapon of choice.
My heart.
Because if you don't have a Viking heart, what do you have? You know?
That's a good answer.
Marco, what do you think, man?
Jesus Christ.
What's your weapon of choice, Marco?
My weapon of choice.
Yeah.
That would be my sword. That would be my
Sword.
Okay, so when we talk about weapons, I mean, obviously the employment and the use of weapons on these shows is very prolific. I mean, all of you were involved in highly complex battles. You have multiple actors running around, and you have these. What is the fight training like?
Oh, it's intense.
Very
intense.
intense.
It's Lagather just finished preparing, just shot it. It's a whole act of fighting, and you're getting killed. Like I got like a horse stepped on my foot, and you're stuck in the mud, and everybody goes through it. Like we come out of fight scenes covered in blood, and half of it is ours, and half of it is stage blood. But you know. I'm bruised, fully in my legs.
But you have
right
an
now.
extensive background in martial arts.
Even
so.
if you have a martial art background, which I do, I'm lucky enough to have trained in martial arts since I was 7 years old, nothing prepares you for the improvisation and the spontaneity of a fight sequence and with these elements of shooting on Vikings.
Yeah.
And that you can't prepare for, you just have to do it. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at his face.
But it's true. His face.
What's going on over here?
Nothing.
His face. You can't not.
That's the wife.
I'll do a scene with him, and he'll be like, "It'll be my coverage," and he'll be like,
It's like when your teacher scolded you and
Do
you're
you
the
guys,
best mate.
so we have to tell you something. We just recently had a giggle fit on set where we were shooting this very intense
We've had
scene. Do
two
you remember that?
bad
We've
ones.
had two really bad ones.
One
Where
with
we've
Jeff.
had these very intense scenes. Where do you remember that
One on
scene?
the top of the mountain.
Yeah, do you
Was
remember
that it?
who was it? Steve that yelled at
Jeff.
us?
Jeff.
And he's like, "That's it, get your shit together."
I felt
And
like
the
we were
director
5
yells at
years
us
old.
because
Go for a run or
when
something.
we do these intense scenes, and sometimes when one of us gets the giggles, it gets passed on, and then everybody's.
Can I say,
literally-
but when Catherine gets the giggles, you're really in trouble. Because Catherine's usually the one that's like, guys, come on.
Come on, guys,
And then
serious
you,
work.
it's my turn now.
There's
And then when she starts laughing, we're all Anyway.
Well, the nice thing is that all of you guys are able to regain your composure and put together like
Just
these
about.
amazing performances, you know, that have created a fan base that's really intense. And I love this show. I'm invested in this show, and I may have cried a few times watching it. And I'm looking forward to season 5, just like the fans out there. And we've got a sneak peek of Vikings for them, and we're going to roll that right now.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
In a post-Ragnar world, we'll see a great and bitter struggle for power. We'll see some new actors, new characters.
I'm not afraid to die for my faith.
We'll take the show to new places.
The Vikings are traveling further, so we will see new imagery. North Africa, they went to Morocco to shoot there. And then Loki goes off on his own to discover Iceland.
There are a lot of amazing battles.
We're into 10 episodes, and each one has got bigger than the previous.
We've got quite a few battles going on. The big stuff that we do with those is augmenting the numbers. Say we have 200 people, we're making it an army of 4,000.
There's a lot of drama. You are no longer my brother. And there's a lot of character development. Stuff happening between the characters.
Most noble king, by God's grace, my lord bishop.
We've heard many reports of your prowess with arms. Hermund is hoping to convert the entire Viking world. It's a much more brutal version of Christianity. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
He was what was known at the time as a warrior bishop.
We are the wrath of God.
The precursor to the Knights Templar.
In the name of God, who is both vengeful and merciful, I swear I will make these pagans pay for their cruelty.
These are people in religious orders who actually fight.
You have defeated the Saxons. It is time to negotiate.
And that is the wrong advice as always, Uwe.
This season, for the first time, you see conflict between the brothers. It's not so much a family of Vikings anymore. It's where you start to see the split. Personalities start to evolve, and it just shows how, in the true Viking way, they all clash, and each person starts to go on their own journey.
We're leaving.
The show just keeps getting bigger.
The fans are going to expect some shocking deaths.
More battles, more fights, more drama.
Of course I'm going to kill her!
Romance, everything. Everything is in this season.
Shocking deaths should be the name of this show sometimes. I mean, some of the things that I've seen happen on this show, from you know, the blood eagle with the lungs being pulled out of the back, just insane. I mean, the brutality of it all.
It's going to get worse.
Oh, yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
Ragnar gave that advice to Ivar, or Ivor, before. I'm sorry. He gave it to Ivor before he died. He said, "What did he say? Be ruthless.
Be ruthless.
Be
The last
ruthless."
thing we had together, man. Yeah.
Now, how do you take that and apply that to your character?
Oh,
know,
you
be
just do
ruthless?
it. Kind of do it.
Yeah,
just
you're
kinda
pretty.
do it.
You're pretty
I
much
mean,
of
Michael has been doing some
badass.
amazing stuff to me, and I mean, every single day at work is just a playground. It's phenomenal. So it's so much fun. So much
You get to
fun.
push it as far as you can go. Like, I don't know if there's ever like too far for.
I don't really have
Ivor.
any. You can push the limits just a teeny tiny bit
Yeah.
more than other people, and that's so much fun for an actor, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, when we talk about dysfunction, you know, we've got these brothers, these 4 brothers who seem they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, or if they were on a compass, they'd be north, south, east, west. You know what I mean? It's just with Ragnar as kind of this central figure. Is there any trust between the brothers?
I mean, I guess it would depend I can only speak for myself, but I think that where Bjorn's head is at is that the second somebody's goal doesn't align with that of his own and his father's, then there's no more trust, you know. And I think you're going to see a lot of alliances be made and be broken in this season between the brothers.
Well, Jordan, your character, Uber, he seems like he is the politician of the group. He's the most reluctant to get involved in the things. Do you think that he's going to ramp it up in this next season coming on?
Yeah, look, it's not me, it's them.
Right.
Like, I just want to be the glue. I want everyone to stay together, have a unanimous goal and do it the right way. But like you said, everyone's opposite end of the compasses and they don't gel too well. I'm not pointing fingers, but someone's doing it.
All right, let's go back to some of these questions. Here's a good one, and this is from Kevin. Do you guys miss Travis on set when you're making the show?
Oh, that is a hard question, actually.
Is it a hard question?
Yeah. No, he's brilliant. I only had the chance to work with him for a month or 2 months or something like that, but that was a pleasure. An outstanding pleasure, and I learned so much from just absorbing him work.
I don't think he's really even left the show. Like, in a weird one hand, he's very much a part of, you know, what we all are,
and also the storyline always discusses him and references him. It's like he's always there,
You do miss him, but there's always this vibe when he's there that's something is happening. Like, this can't be this good. I'm not having a good day on set. What's happening?
Well, Travis is out, but Jonathan Rhys-Meyers has come in.
Oh, there we go. He's amazing.
Yeah, and you guys are loving that, right? And
Yeah.
he plays sort of this militant bishop warrior,
Heckman.
right?
Yes.
And you know, which is an interesting character. The idea that somebody could be so rooted in their religion and at the same time so driven militarily or as a warrior. What do you guys think of that overall?
Well, I don't know if you know, Michael Hurst, who's our writer of a show, worked with Jonathan Rhys-Meyers on Tutors. And they had that relationship, and History Channel had that relationship on Roots. But like, he's an incredible talent, and he's been a great asset to our show, and he's such a great person to work with. I know Lagartha actually has a lot of scenes with him, so there's something there that I'm not going to hint anything else.
What's there, Catherine?
Well,
what are you hinting here?
I'm not hinting anything. It was just great to work with him because he is such an interesting character that can play the dark side and also question the religious moral aspect of a bishop, but also as a warrior. And,
well, you know, this warrior bishop, it's like a real thing, and Michael Hurst has done a lot of research into Vikings and into this time period, but this warrior bishop was kind of a predecessor to the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar are going to be featured in a new show on history called Nightfall, and we've got a clip for our audience. Let's roll into that right now.
Andre de Luzon, your sword. Where were you first prepared to lead the temple?
In my heart.
And where was that heart tested?
In the field of battle.
Rise, master of the temple.
Rise, master of the temple.
And find us the Grail.
I should not be master, and I am not worthy to find the Grail.
Andre is not the Templar they think he is.
There is an army on French soil, loyal not to you, but to the Pope. This is defiance. By God, Landry, I cannot allow it.
The Holy Grail is in France.
The temple is not safe for you or the Grail. This will be the death of you.
The armies of God will be reborn.
What does this mean, my lord?
It means war.
I have given my life to the Grail.
What kind of queen would I be if I did not defend my people?
The ones we love the most are the ones most likely to betray us.
That's really cool.
Hey, Catherine.
You look so hot.
All right. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek at Nightfall. We're going to roll into a little game here on set. Now, we're going to play a little game called Who's Most Likely, okay? And you guys know the concept of the game. You just hold up you just hold up the paddle of the person who's most likely to you got it. You got it. All right.
You've done something.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
No.
Who's most likely?
Okay.
All right.
So, question number 1. Who's most likely to take a selfie in the middle of a scene?
Oh, I got this one. I got this one.
What? I remember Catherine! That's not fair.
Me?
Absolutely.
Oh!
Georgia, it is.
Oh my God, we've got a tie.
So, yes.
No.
We don't have a tie? We don't have a tie.
Sorry, guys.
So we've got 4 votes for Torvald and 2 votes for Lager. The guys didn't get that. Good job, fellas. Way to be pros.
Because we don't understand the technology. It's all
I do it for the people.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Oh, man. This is my bag right here. Who's most likely to drag everyone into a karaoke bar?
Oh! Where is he? Where is he?
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah, I'm going to say you, bro, for sure.
Oh, man.
I might
Me?
say.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we're kind of split.
I think we need to do it 3, 2, 1
said
so we're all at the
Jordan.
same time because when we look at each other.
Yeah,
I think that's
All right,
okay.
we'll do a countdown. We'll do a countdown. You're kind of split on that one.
No.
So karaoke isn't everybody's
I was a
thing.
camp counselor.
I love karaoke.
I love karaoke. Do you guys want to go to karaoke too?
All right, this is an easy one, I think.
All right.
Who's most likely to kick a little ass in real life?
Oh, sure. No one else.
All right,
No one else
Army
can
Ranger.
Okay, ready?
Oh, sorry, I
3,
already did that.
2. Shit.
3, 2,
Wait, where's
1, go.
You don't have the winning.
I'm Catherine's too.
Catherine. So Catherine. All right.
I wanted myself too, but I don't have it.
Marco over here.
I wanted myself to. I'm changing my answer just because of that.
Okay.
Alex. I'm missing 2 Catherines.
I like kicking ass. All right.
Okay. Who's most likely to sleep past their call time?
Oh,
Hold on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Easy.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're jumping the gun.
No way.
Yes. You sleep on set.
Yeah, I sleep on set.
We all do that.
I don't miss my call time. You put that down.
You miss
No, you put that down. You put that down. It's just live. Stop it.
The insanity continues.
I have 2 legged.
I used to live next to you and you did not get up on time.
Okay, who's most likely
That's me.
to cry during a sad but very cheesy movie?
Where are you? I need you.
So Georgia,
Wait, who's most
ready?
likely?
3, 2, 1, go. Cry during a sad but cheesy movie.
How did you know?
Why do you know me so well?
Can you stop showing that picture? Put it down. Just turn it around. Just use my name or something.
Alex, how did you guys know it was me?
So what's the last sad but cheesy movie you saw?
Well, any kind of sort of advert with a sort of theme tune that's sort of piano-based.
Okay.
Just gets the tears.
Something piano-based.
Okay, moving on.
Take a lot.
Elevator music, really?
Oh, man. You know what? We talked about this earlier, but who's most likely to post something embarrassing on social media?
Oh, my God.
I'm about to do it.
Did you find it?
Oh, I will find it. I
Are
promise.
we counting down or?
Who is about most likely?
Okay,
most...
get ready, Gary. You're gonna
Post
go three, two,
something
one. Ready?
3,
embarrassing on
2.
social media.
Everybody have it?
3, 2, 1, go. What do we got here?
Yeah, I would say
Me?
Alex.
Oh, man.
No,
You
Alex.
think? Fine, I almost got kicked out.
Do we all do other people?
Do you guys actually hang out with each other? We got a lot of. What?
It's definitely Alex. He
post
always
something embarrassing.
takes the mick out.
Why
Everything
Alex?
you do is embarrassing.
Who has the smelliest farts?
Can't figure it out.
I've never smelled anyone.
Oh, I smelled
All right.
it. Ready?
I don't have a Catherine on.
3, 2, 1, go.
Get out.
I smelled it.
They smell like roses, okay?
Now we're going down a rabbit hole.
All right.
Okay. Here's another question from the fans. Alan wants to know, beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Jordan,
Oh, that's a tough one.
beer or whiskey?
Live from column A, live from column B. Yeah.
Yeah, a little of each.
Go beer for sure, yeah, go beer.
Georgia?
Well, I'm celiac, as
Yes.
is Catherine. So no.
Wait, you can read minds?
So if it's gluten-free beer, I'll have one.
It was clear.
Neither.
Yes.
Neither. You don't drink that.
Gluten-free
I didn't
Peroni.
say that. It's we definitely more.
You were almost offended by that. You're like, I didn't say I don't drink. You're Canadian.
Well,
You
in
have to drink.
Dublin, I don't think it's possible not to go to a local pub or something.
Anything with alcohol in it, really.
I don't know.
That's you.
Glass of wine or something.
I've been in Dublin for 4 years, and I will be coming home sober. So,
Nice.
that would be a no beer, no whiskey for me.
There we go. Nice. Absolutely. That's great. That's great. Okay. Hidden talents. Marco, do you have any hidden talents?
No, pretty good at football.
Soccer or football?
Yes. Yeah, football. I don't know who calls it soccer, but it's football.
Okay, I got you.
What's yours? What's yours?
What's yours?
I sing very well in the shower. Yeah, that's about it.
I can do splits 3 ways.
Okay.
Can we see that,
Okay.
It's my gymnastics.
All right, we're done
taekwondo
with
days.
Would You Rather. We can put the masks away. Let's.
All right.
Can I take these home?
You can absolutely take those home. You can throw darts at them. You can play ping pong with them. You can do whatever you like.
Great idea.
All right. I've got a question from Seamus, and this one is for you.
Okay, yeah.
Alex, would you rather be loved by all or feared by all?
That's a tough one. That's a very good question. Because, I mean, I always have to never judge my character. I always defend it.
Loved.
I want to be loved. And I think Ivan wants to be loved as well. Thank you,
nice,
love. Thank you, love. I think Ivan wants to be loved as well. He just doesn't understand how to communicate it. So, yeah, I just want to be loved.
I got you.
Well, you're hated right now.
All right. So all 6 here in a boat. It goes down.
Who do we throw out first?
No. Exactly. Okay, Georgia, you've got the opportunity to save one person in this cast right now. Who's it gonna be?
So
This
what
is
you're telling me
conflict
is
right
I'm
here.
on a boat. So what I have to think about is who's going to help me survive.
Right.
It's not going to be me. It's not going to be you. It's not going to. I love Catherine, but I don't know about her.
I can't swim.
I sort of think Alexander.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
And
talking
also
about.
a bit of comedy on the way. Jordan would be like, "Is there a pub anywhere near?"
Jordan, you can't keep drinking everything.
So I would say Alexander.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
But if it came to me and you, I'd have to kill you already.
Yeah, well, I'm drowning you first, so.
Catherine, who
didn't
do
get
you
the
save?
option.
Oh God, who do I save? I gotta save my son.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Man, you're like the
I gotta
favorite,
save my
man.
son.
How does this even happen? Oh my God.
Mama has to save her son.
Firstborn favoritism, it happens like
Yeah.
that. That's all good to go. I have two
Marco's
older
so
brothers.
angry right now.
forget this
It's
guy.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
So
Pure, and everybody loves me. I'm pure.
So I have.
Getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. Oh my God, she's getting jealous.
I want to talk a little bit about wardrobe. Like, I'm watching the show at home. I'm looking at the wardrobe. I'm looking at all these furs,
We've
and
incredible.
I'm looking at footwear. Like, you guys have to have the wettest feet in history.
Yeah.
Like,
We have these things called condom socks. Do you know what they are?
No.
Where they're they're actually latex that you put on. They're like
Okay, we're
I
talking
don't
about the
want
show,
them
babe.
to- But they're actually waterproof latex socks that if our feet are stuck in the water or literally in the mud.
Okay.
Oh, we're
all
going.
right. So we're going to wrap this up now. We're about to go.
We're gonna wrap it up with a
Like,
condom.
seriously, you're 20 seconds out from going live on history. Okay, we're going to do this whole thing.
Oh, shit.
And, I hope you guys are ready, man. It's
Oh
going
my
to be the
gosh.
live deal.
Is it now?
10 seconds. 8, 7,
all in one.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vikings!
Hello, fans of history. We are here for the highly anticipated and long-awaited season premiere of Season 5 of Vikings. I'm your host, Will Willis, and I'm very excited. We're all excited about this. We're so excited, in fact, that we are filming live from the Conrad Hotel in Dublin, Ireland, and it's nearly 2 a.m. Now, why are we in Dublin, Ireland? Because Vikings films in Ireland, and we've brought some of the cast in to answer our fans' questions. We reached out to the fans on Facebook. You guys responded responded incredibly well. We've got a ton of questions, and we're going to run through it. Our cast includes Catherine Winnick, who plays Lagertha, the Shield Maiden, Warrior Queen of Kattegat. We've got Alexander Ludwig, who plays Björn Ironside, the firstborn son of Ragnar Lothbrok and the son of Lagertha. We've got Georgia Hurst, who plays Torvi, the Shield Maiden. Jordan Patrick Smith, who plays Uber. We've got Alex Ho Anderson, who plays Ivar the Boneless, man. And how terrifying is that guy? And then we've got Marco Ilscher.
Oh, you're so good.
Yeah, man. And Marco's playing Vitsek, a very introverted character who doesn't have a whole lot of lines, man. But we're hoping to see. We're hoping to hear. Okay, enough from that guy. Whoa, come on back. Come on back. He's more about performance.
Why did I say yes to this?
We're hoping to hear a lot more from Marco this season. We know he's going to be huge. He's going to be huge. So the fans have reached out. They've asked us a ton of questions. We're going to try to run through some of these as we come up to the premiere.
Yes.
So, of course, the biggest question that fans have is Ragnar coming back. Is Ragnar coming back?
I think I answered this before. He's definitely has a strong presence on the show, and I think the fans will not be disappointed. Ragnar is definitely going to be having a strong influence this season.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. And one of the dynamics that we're really getting into when you talk about the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok is the legacy of his sons. Now we've got 4 sons now. Well, thanks to Alex, he killed off. We've got 4 sons. They're like different points on a compass. They seem to be going in different directions all the time. They've got different mindsets. I mean, is there any trust between the brothers? Are they going to come together, or are they going to grow further apart?
Zero. Just zero.
So, what do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I would say the alliances. You will see many made and many go their separate ways. I think. In terms of my character in my alliance with the brothers, is if people's allegiance don't line up with his and his father's, then they end up going separate ways. And I think you're going to see tons of conflict between the brothers in this season.
Great. And let's talk about the strong female characters that Michael Hurst has created in Lagertha and Torvi. I mean, Georgia, how do you feel about your character's presence in that world and her direction this season?
Well, I definitely think Torvi started as a rather meek, mild character, sort of dominated by very strong men. And I think now she has her voice and she knows how to use a sword and an axe, which helps. And you really just see her being confident in herself and, owning her womanhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, now you play Lagertha, who's been around since season 1, episode 1. We all thought that you were going to be Ragnar's ride and die. You guys were going to be together till the end, but history being what it is, you've kind of established your own strength. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? It's funny because when I first signed on, I think I was only supposed to be here for 2 years, and now cut to going on to season 5, and it's still here, which has been incredible. And I have to definitely give incredible credit to Michael Hurst in being able to write such a dynamic character. Not only is she strong physically as a warrior, but she's also powerful in her own free will and her sense of moral character. And that's something that I've learned a lot from Lagertha now, going into so many different seasons, getting a chance to kind of peel an onion and discover her more. Just when you feel like is comfortable, Michael Hurst throws you a different curveball, and you're dealing with different challenges and different conflicts. And
how incredible is Michael Hurst? He's the sole writer and creator of
He's
the
all
show.
He's all right, right?
I like him a lot.
Right, because that's your dad, right?
A couple of times.
I don't know if you guys know. Georgia is Michael Hurst's daughter, and Michael has written right now, before tonight's episode, 69 hours of television all by himself, which has never happened or has not happened often on TV.
So this would be the
70th, I believe,
hour of television, and that's coming to us right now in about 30 seconds.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
going to be here. We're going to be here at the hotel.
Okay.
We're going to be broadcasting after the commercial break. We're rolling right into the premiere right now, so we want everybody to tune into history. You can keep FaceTime on. We're going to be on watching the show with you. Enjoy it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I believe Johan Rank shot a lot of this when he set up the show originally. But I mean, this is arguably one of my favorite intros to any show.
We're not biased.
I mean, this is really exciting stuff. We've got Mo Dunford, who actually plays. I'm sorry, Mo Dunford.
Yeah,
he plays King Aethelwulf now.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor. We've got Floki's heading off to where?
Gustav's heading off to Iceland.
Yeah.
Some amazing
We're doing
stuff
some stuff
they
in
shot there.
Morocco.
You're gonna see Adam Copeland in this as well. He's gonna be a new character that surfages that they just released about. Is this on? Are we still being shot?
Oh yeah, we're on.
Oh, we're on Facebook. I see.
I was just about to.
Oh yeah, don't swear.
What happened there? What happened there?
This is the you smell like an onion scene.
So this is Sigurd right here.
Yes.
This is Sigurd. He's
How
been
did it
killed.
feel killing him, huh?
It's going to be in the close-up. JP, it's going to be in the close-up of how you
smell like an onion.
Yes, you smell
It
like
was
an
such
onion.
it was such a cold morning this morning. I remember actually shooting this scene. And I thought David had actually died when he was shooting this. 'Cause he was just not moving.
He's probably napping. He's nice and cozy.
You do know it was a dummy, right?
What?
That wasn't David.
No way. I thought it was the best actor.
No way. And this guy, if I met you on the street, I might be a little bit terrified.
Dude, that is pretending, man. I'm not crying at all.
Yeah.
That's judgmental, man.
Yeah, and look at the judgment.
Oh, look at he's one of those
Ivar.
single tear guys. Oh, that's horrible.
Don't you dare feel sorry for him.
Dude, it's so nice to be able to see what we've been making for
We actually haven't seen, I haven't seen anything. I haven't even
No, you
gone
had
up
hair
to-
then.
Alex, how did you become so big? Huh? How did you so
What?
swole, so massive?
Just take a few steroids into the butt. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So these scenes are like really great. It's all of the brothers in a room, you know. I mean,
It's a great dynamic between them. Yeah, and they're all at this point they're all fighting.
I also like to see
become the
Ivar's
leader.
hair, the way his hairstyles have changed.
Oh,
This is an
let's not
interesting
talk
one.
about that.
No, I kind of want to highlight
feel like a drama queen.
What
yeah.
were you thinking
I
about this
missed that guy.
hairstyle?
The fact is that when I got in there, when I got the part, I had an army cut, so literally nothing to work with.
So is that a wig?
So this is no. That's by in the beginning of season 4 when we got in the very beginning 2.5 years ago.
This is his first haircut on the show.
well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That's a
hair.
horrible haircut. I showed my agent the
So it's just
picture
been
of all
rolling
of
ever
us.
since.
So that's your
Why
real
is he
hair
wearing
then?
a
That's all my real hair. All my real hair.
He's not wearing a helmet. No,
It's not wearing a helmet.
haircut.
Yeah, it's a haircut.
And now this
It's
is all
we
you
call
know.
it the bowl cut. The bowl cut.
I liked you with that.
So this
long
is
hair.
Ivar explaining why he did everything.
This is the first time he worked with David Wellington as well, who's a fantastic director.
David is such a pleasure to work
He
with.
came through like a freight train and just, it was amazing.
Yeah, this was his first.
David, if you're watching this, screw off.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah. No, we've had some incredible directors on our set, even some great female directors. Helen
Oh my
Schaefer
gosh.
is incredible. She's won a few different awards on the Canadian Screen Awards, and we've had some incredible artists.
Now, Catherine, aren't you directing some this
I
season?
know, so excited. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Directing
amazing.
in January, my first episode, so I'm very excited.
It is
Very excited.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So in these scenes, we're kind of laying out some directions for each of our brothers. You know what they want to do and how they want to accomplish these things, and basically plotting the storyline that's going to carry us through the end of
We
the
need
season.
things to be moving because at this stage they just won and they're literally taking over England. But there's a lot of other towns, and York is coming up in a few minutes probably. So there's a lot of towns in England that's not rated yet. And they all have their own ambitions. I mean, Alex is going to Morocco, and some of the stuff you shot there, I'm so jealous, man.
It was so cool.
amazing.
How was that
It looks
to shoot?
amazing.
I was jealous of that.
Really hot.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Though. Like, I mean, we filmed on this location that you'll end up seeing, which originally was built for the Kingdom of Heaven, and it cost a fortune to build this huge castle in a place called Ouarzazate in Morocco, and it was just incredible. And they still use it for filming, so we were able to use that set for our own stuff, and it just looks amazing. It's so weird seeing Vikings in the desert, in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
It's totally a different contrast.
Now, did any of you know that how extensive the Vikings' reach was before you got involved in the show? Now, obviously, Marco, Alex, you're both from Denmark.
Yes,
you
we
guys
know everything.
We're like taught in primary school.
You know, when I first got this role, I started doing research on it, and I found out that there's a little bit of Vikings in all of us. They really definitely had their reach everywhere.
We got around.
Northern America, well, it's true. You know, being Ukrainian is also too. There's a strong Viking heritage in my blood, as being Catherine. But
Now, these scenes, I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of extras. They seem like they're very complicated scenes.
I just have to say, do you look at Alex's hair? Alex, do you remember? I have to tell you this funny story. So, Alex had this long ponytail. Do you remember that year? You're like, damn it, I have to do these extensions, and you had extensions.
Yeah, it was the worst.
And it was literally like 2-3 months later. I'm like, Alex, why are you having extensions? And he goes, well, because I have to do it. And I'm like, why don't you just have a clip-on? Do you remember?
It was the most brilliant idea, and nobody had thought about it. And we were just like, wow, thank you, Catherine. And every morning just clip it onto my hair, and we're good to go. But I had to wear this long hair for so long.
And then you showed up on set just cutting your hair, and just because you didn't want to go to the
I shouldn't do it anymore.
Well, let's talk about the hair and makeup process. How long does it take in a day for all of you guys to get done? I mean, what are we talking about for you, Jordan?
Well, since the clip-on idea, it's reduced the time by a lot. But when we first started, me and
I'm
Marco,
sorry, could you say that again, please, in English?
Yeah. Americans.
Just teasing.
I'm hard to say thanks to when we first started, we asked for the hair extensions. We wanted the whole Viking look, and we did not take care of them. We didn't realize the extent that long hair took to look after.
They looked homeless for a while.
Yeah.
We still do.
Yeah.
But this is the first job ever that usually the girls are in hair and makeup much longer, but because of the guys' beards and sometimes some of the other Vikings' beards actually
Jordan's
are in
carrying
their
you
chair.
all.
Yeah,
Jordan's carrying you all.
With tattoos and stuff like that than the girls are. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the tattoos are very extensive as well. I mean, you see them all over the faces, the heads. I mean, are these permanent? Do they apply them every day?
The guy who runs makeup, Tom, he actually designs them and makes them all by himself. So he's found this amazing way to put them on very fast and also take them off very fast. And you can move your hands, your face, everything, and they just blend with your skin.
And it doesn't come off in water or anything.
Yeah,
they look phenomenal. Phenomenal.
That's great.
And with the beards, he discovered a way of putting it on where he took, I believe it was yak hair, was it? What kind
I
of?
don't know. I don't have to put a beard on. Alex?
Some of the other guys have.
Probably yak hair. I'd imagine.
And it's all glued on individually.
Okay, so Jonathan Rhys-Meyers is coming in as this warrior bishop.
There we go.
I mean, what kind of pursuit are we going to see here of his enemies?
He's a powerhouse. He's a powerhouse.
Well, I think Michael's super, he's a genius in terms of when he writes these very flawed and complex characters. And I think what really attracted Johnny to this role when I was speaking to him as well, and when I read about this role as well, I was like, wow, this is a fascinating character, especially the way he's introduced. I mean, at the end of season 4B, right? Was it season 4B? Yeah,
Great introduction.
The introduction to him is him baptizing a girl and then sleeping with her. And it's just like, it's such a cool contrast that this character is clearly struggling with his own faith, yet he's supposed to be the epitome of the religious warrior, right? Fighting for God. and as Johnny said in an earlier interview, he is a loaded gun in every room, and I've watched Johnny's work since I was a kid, so I think getting to work with him was just truly a phenomenal experience, and we think we all learned a lot from each other, and it's such an honor to have him on our show.
Yeah.
Great. Look at that. That's Ireland. We shoot in that. Everything. It's so beautiful, but it's cold. But it's stunning.
Yeah. So, Alex, how long did you crawl to get there?
Yeah. Did you get some good wrist muscles? And
I'm skipping leg day all the time.
Really? Like I thought that your upper body and your shoulders would just be smoked all the time.
It is. Yeah. But I mean, every single time it's a challenge. That's when it gets fun, and it's a constant reminder for the audience what he's been through as a character. So when you see him, I want him to crawl, even though I hate it sometimes because it's hard. But I want people to see him crawl because when you see it, it's very visual, and you just remind the audience of what he's dealing with. You get the struggle. Yeah, and he kind of needs that to be balanced out because he do some tough stuff to people. Yeah. So we need to balance him out a little bit. And yeah, it's fun.
Oh, there's Floki. We miss Gustav.
Well, let's talk about the relationship between Floki and Ivor. I mean, this is almost a mentor-student, relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think that in this scene, Ivar has lost the one person that truly cares about him?
He has lost his only friend at this stage, especially after post Sigurd dying. That's a little tough one. He's created this massive cliff between him and the other brothers, and again, I think all he cares about is actually getting a little bit of brotherly love. So, oh my God, look at that!
I need a hug.
So yeah, he's terrible. I want to punch that guy in the face. He's losing his best friend right now, in a moment where he needs him the very most. So, I think that's a pretty important moment because from now on he's all by himself, and you don't leave Ivor to be all by himself.
And what a emotional transition for Floki, to lose everything that was important in his life and have to, and now he's going out on his own to discover hopefully other lands and other adventures, Iceland.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw a scene of Gullfoss in there, which is an amazing waterfall in Iceland, and the locations that you guys shoot in.
They actually went to Iceland to shoot a lot of it, and even though they've shot some of the exteriors there, we create Iceland here in Ireland as we do Morocco and some of the interior stuff. So we started off in season 1 with really one soundstage with maybe 2 or 3 sets. Now I think we're at 6, 7. Yeah. We've literally taken over so much inventory and so much real estate and all of our actual studio that it's incredible how much it's grown.
Well, you guys actually started with one boat in season 1, and now there's almost a fleet of boats. It's really amazing, and they're all being made in the Czech Republic.
And we're getting like jet skis in too, and stuff. It's pretty cool.
What was that?
We're getting jet skis in.
It's a whole different show right now.
I know my character asked for a Segway because it's easy to get around.
It's pretty amazing though.
All right, we're coming back to the network in about 9 seconds here. Okay, and so I don't know what's supposed to happen.
Oh no, I snorted live on TV. Well, yeah, that just happened. Enjoy.
So, got it.
Houston.
Yeah, so. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that first little look at Vikings Season 5. I mean, it's going to be an amazing show. These episodes just keep rolling out, and they get better and better and better, and this cast is amazing. We've got new characters coming in. The world is just expanding. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank the crew, the cast and all of our crew for facilitating this entire
thank you guys.
live experience. And thank you guys out there for watching. And
we would not be here without you guys. Now 5 years later, we have to thank you guys at home. So thank you very much for being such loyal fans.
Thank you guys.
And waiting so long for us to be on on the air because we love you. Mwah.
All right, we got about 20 seconds. Any last minute spoilers? Maybe no spoilers.
You know what? We got 10 episodes of incredible TV that is coming your way, and I can't wait for you to see it.
Tune in to Vikings. Thanks for sharing this time with us. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
All right. All right, so we wrapped up our live show. We're still on Facebook. I'd like to thank all the Facebook fans for tuning in. I'd like to thank, once again, you guys for showing up and doing this with us. It was an amazing experience, man.
Yeah, you were incredible.
Oh, my God. This is my first live show ever, by the way. So, like, when I leave, there's going to be a huge sweaty ass stain on this chair. Yeah, man, I was wicked nervous. So, I mean, you guys made this a great experience for me. I'll never forget it. And I was a fan first, and now that I've met you all, I think I'm an even bigger fan now. So thank you so much. Georgia, thank you. Thanks, Jordan, man. Thanks, bro. All right, Alex, thank you. Thank you, Catherine. All right, thanks. All right. Thanks, guys.